Hey guys, and welcome to another video. And today I just wanted to talk about a couple of articles I've read about Sam and Britney. And obviously I have no idea how legitimate these claims are because they're all through third parties who claim to be Britney's friends whilst simultaneously claiming that Britney has no friends. So let's just get into it. The article goes on to say that Britney Spears' pals are concerned that she swapped Jamie Spears with Sam Asghari in terms of a conservator. Britney Spears' friends are reportedly worried that the singer ended up trading in her father Jamie Spears' conservatorship for that of Sam Asghari. This claim has been reported by Radar, and according to their findings, a number of the singer's pals feel the same, which I can see maybe why they're concerned, since everyone in Britney's life has basically taken advantage of her since the start. So there are legitimate concerns, but Sam's done nothing, as far as I'm aware, to make those concerns valid. Let me know down in the comments whether you think that's true as well. It goes on to say an insider dished out to the outlet that since Sam is now all she's got, he is effectively now the boss. Understandably, after everything that she has been through, Britney doesn't trust a lot of people, which is why she's relying so heavily on Sam. And if these are all like her friends that complaining to these outlets about Sam, it's clear why she doesn't trust him, because everything she feels is getting spilled out to all of the bloody press. And he's been with her throughout this whole thing from the start. I think it's 2016 they met, maybe even 2015. So he's gonna be a rock because he's been by her side throughout the whole time, and he has been the only one that she could rely upon. So I don't really think that it's fair for them to maybe criticize that she's relying on him, but then again, I'm not sure whether they actually are, whether they're just worried. But why are they going around telling all these media outlets about all of her inner feelings that she's clearly not saying on her Instagram herself, which is where she's now using her own voice? So it just feels a bit like two-faced to say that she doesn't trust anyone. Why is she trusting Sam, but whilst simultaneously backstabbing her by telling all these media outlets her secrets? It goes on to say, he's literally all she has. When her dad was removed, so was the entire team he had built up around her. And to be honest, I'm fine with that, because they didn't do anything to help or speak out against everything that they presumably were aware of and saw, so they effectively were complicit in everything that was going on. The source also went on to say that Britney is the most successful pop star in the world that has no manager or people helping her navigate the business, which I can understand is actually a legitimate concern, because presumably as a pop star that size, you've got a lot to manage in terms of finances and brand deals and relationships. But at the same time, Britney is clearly not prioritizing her business and personal brand. It's much more so herself, her birthday, potentially having future kids and stuff, which is entirely what she should be doing considering what she's gone through. It goes on to say, all she has is Sam, which is why everything is going through him. Even simple press requests are now going through Sam, which is kind of shocking to hear, actually. I would have maybe thought that there would have been at least maybe one person, but then again, like we've just said, she doesn't trust anyone. They were all hired through Jamie, and now that they're gone, she's probably just not interested in going out and searching for more people, because how does she know that she can trust them now that she's a big name and is quite popular in the media and the press? How does she know that they're not going to just sell her out? The article goes on to say that Sam is a good man, but he wants to be her husband, not her manager, the insider added, noting that he knew firsthand what he was signing up for before he started dating the pop star, which kind of is, I don't like the sound of that. That makes it sound like Britney's a handful and she's, something to be dealt with rather than revered and loved as a wife. But anyway, he understands the power of being engaged to someone so powerful. Britney is a cash machine, and after what happened with her dad, he knows why people are frightened. So what do you think? Let me know down in the comments whether you actually trust Sam and like him, or maybe you're a bit skeptical of his motives as well. Although, like I've said, I've not seen anything legitimate. There's always these crazy side-off theories that he had his hand around her neck in one photo, but then when you swipe across to the next photo that came after it, he was kissing her, so he's obviously just pulling her face in for a kiss. But anyway, there was also this other article from earlier in the month where it said that Britney Spears allegedly obsessed with Sam Asghari, but friends are worried he's just using her. So again, this is by Entertainment News, and I Entertainment Times, and I don't know how legitimate they are, but let me know down in the comments whether you know how legitimate they are. Its December 6th issue, the National Enquirer claimed that Britney Spears' friends are worried that the singer shouldn't be trusting Sam Asghari because they don't. Since the latter is an aspiring actor, Spears' friends are worried he could just be using her to gain a bigger following, which I can understand, and I think he's even addressed himself on one of his recent interviews where he said he wouldn't be on the map if it wasn't for her. He goes on to say that Britney has been unequivocal that Sam is her right-hand man and what's hers is his. He can charge all his expenses to her credit cards now and buy what he wants. She'll ask no questions, and she's given him a nice set of wheels and several Rolex watches to match all the designer clothes he has, the source said. The insider also said that Spears has been investing a huge sum of money in Asghari's businesses like his fitness company and other ventures, and even though Spears is the one providing for Asghari, the latter is the one controlling the singer because she's so obsessed with her future husband. And that's actually really interesting that they're saying that she's been investing in some of Sam's ventures, but everything I've seen, Sam's working for independent companies in terms of his acting and some of the other roles that he's been doing on his Instagram stories and stuff, but I don't doubt that she's maybe helped with the fitness company that he runs. And if she is, I don't understand why that's a problem really, because it seems like she doesn't really want to go back to work anytime soon. So if she can help Sam with his, bringing in money to support them both, why wouldn't she do that? And if she loves Sam, which she clearly does, as this article makes very clear, they say that she's obsessed with him, why wouldn't she want to do everything she can to help promote him and see him reach his dreams and successes that she feels and knows probably that he's capable of? The article goes on to say that Spears' friends are allegedly worried that Sam Asghari would turn into the likes of the singer's former manager, Sam Lutfi, who controlled her life and her finances. Which I don't think is really fair, because it's been 6 years and Sam hasn't really raised one legitimate red flag, whereas Sam Lutfi had a past of, being in conspiracies of murder and he's got 9 restraining orders put against him. Since Spears is someone who has been taken advantage of in the past, her friends are worried that Sam Asghari would do just the same to her this time around. However, the toxic singer has not seen any signs that Asghari is controlling her life or her finances. In fact, she knows that her future husband has been nothing but wonderful to her. Sam has been nothing but wonderful to her, but nobody knows what the future holds. But there are still people in Britney's circle who are eyeing Sam carefully, the source said. And I just don't understand who these people are, because it's clear that Britney has cut out quite a lot of people who were involved in her life before because they were all employed by Jamie, and those were the only people allowed to be in her life. So who is actually left if she had no one before and she's cut out those who were in her life before? It just doesn't quite add up. Following their engagement, fans kept asking if the couple could get a prenup. Asghari took to his social media to joke that of course he'll be getting one to protect his assets. And again, I think there's been quite a lot of jabs thrown Sam's way, and he has just thrown them off as jokes, which kind of just says that he's not trying to take things too seriously, which I think actually Britney loves and is probably much in sync with her personality. However, Spears' close friends didn't see that as a wonderful joke. Instead, they became even more concerned. As of late, there's no indication that Sam Asghari is just using Spears to gain more popularity. After all, there's no reason for him to, because Spears and Asghari have been together for years. And that's the thing, Sam's been with her literally for 6 years, so he's not really used her throughout that whole time period for anything as far as I'm aware. And I think he is rightly so trying to carve out his own independent career and be himself, because on his Instagram he very rarely features Britney, and if he was using it, surely he'd be tagging and mentioning her in nearly every single post, whereas most of the time people are in his comments asking why he doesn't post about her more. So it's like he can't do right for doing wrong. But in Britney's latest Instagram post, she actually went on to say that she hadn't been allowed coffee for 2 years. The caption says, "The last dance I posted was from months ago. This post is from a day before yesterday. I would have posted it yesterday, but I got a cold. I feel better now. I'm way smaller since this summer. As you can see, I dance a lot now, sometimes 3 hours a day, and I do Zumba classes too. I'm getting older and I realised a lot of it is mental, and I've been working at it a lot more, and it's actually working. I'm actually way smaller now. Okay, and let's get real too. I mean, I wasn't able to have coffee for 2 years, and the very day I started drinking coffee in the morning, right away when I put my makeup on, nope, it wasn't the foundation, it wasn't the mascara, it wasn't the 2 extra hours of sleep, it wasn't the blush, the glow on my beautiful face and widening of my eyes just a bit more. Well, it was the coffee. Nice to be here and ever since to be alive, folks. Here's me dancing this Wednesday at 2:45 in the afternoon. I know because I checked the time on my phone. It was ice cold outside and I could have curled up on the couch, but no, I chose to twirl and live. What are you doing around your tree this year, folks? Psst, I have no makeup on here, so no judgment. And I have seen a lot of people in the comments recently about her makeup and stuff, and it's just like, get a life, go somewhere else. If you don't want to watch Britney doing her dancing and stuff, just go somewhere else. And the fact that she's saying that she wasn't allowed coffee for 2 years is kind of how like Iggy Azalea came out saying that they wouldn't allow Britney to have a Diet Coke when they worked on the, I think it was The Girls or Just Fancy, either one of them, music videos together. I think they'd allowed her to have one, and when she asked for another, they wouldn't let her. And Iggy also said that when her dad came in the room, Britney's demeanour dramatically changed. So yeah. And throughout the years, there's so many pictures of Britney going in and out of coffee shops, particularly Starbucks, and just getting her morning coffee and stuff. So that was obviously a big part of her routine and her life at that point. And for them to have cut it out, it probably was something to do with like them thinking that it would complicate stuff with the medications and all of that they were forcing her to be on, or maybe caffeine, you couldn't be on certain things that she was taking at the same time as having coffee. I don't know. Either way, it just seems like really manipulative, and presumably she didn't need to be on those medications now, because she said in one of her other recent posts that she now was on some better medications and she was feeling much better because of that. So it just all is so upsetting that this all had to go on in the first place. But in another post, Britney was rocking back and forth with a milk bottle in her hand, and it's not sure what she has in her hand. Some people say there wasn't anything, other people think it's maybe just another little puppy or even a kitten, but she do be trolling, because in the captions it said, "New addition to the family, guess if it's a boy or a girl, thank you again baby, Sam Asghari," and Sam and Paris Hilton both commented. But let me know down in the comments whether you think she's trolling or whether she's got a new pet or something. But it's definitely clear that babies are on Britney's mind, because she's posted several pictures over the past month with little girls and other baby pictures, and even mentioned that she wants another little girl, wouldn't it be amazing or something. And Hollywood Life even got a short video of Sam Asghari saying that over Christmas they'd be doing a lot of baby making, which is probably exactly what Britney wants. So I think that's it for this video. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about everything that I've gone through in this video. Do you think Sam is to be trusted and is, genuine, or do you think there's maybe something more nefarious going on, or do you think it's probably something that only time will tell? And in terms of the fact that they've been with each other for 6 years, I think that's probably enough time to tell that he doesn't have malicious intent, and if he did, he probably would have acted on it sooner, when he probably could have buddied up with Jamie and gotten him on his side to get even more money out of the whole situation. But anyway, I'm interested to hear what you think. So thank you so much if you've made it to the end. I really appreciate if you hit the like and subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 3k by my birthday, which is February, so maybe we could do that. But if not, have a Merry Christmas and see you around the new year. Bye.
Say what you wanna say to me now.